Hey everybody, it's FMPONE here to check out DE Grail by Radu, Lizard, and Flowly. So right away when you load up this level, you're kind of getting almost World of Warcraft Blizzard vibes, and I would say that's because of the theme. It's set in a mini golf park. Um, I'm going to be honest with you, totally candid. I'm not super crazy about the theme, just because I think it's going to be one of those really tough ones to execute properly. You want something that feels almost, um, you know, cartoony but real. It's a very challenging balance, and so I think a lot of you know, the way I feel about this map is sort of conflicted because in and of itself, I think this is like a really pretty map, but for Counter-Strike, I guess I have kind of mixed feelings on it. But yeah, the craftsmanship of everything, my experience is just quite high. Like, really satisfying edge damages here, and just great shapes to look at, great colors. There's a lot of pleasant saturation and detail. A lot to recommend it, but it's such a challenging theme. I mean, it's like artificial but real. Super tough. I don't know. Uh, Sometimes a theme can be so challenging you wonder whether it's really worth pursuing, but I think they've given it a super admirable try here. Uh, this is kind of cool how it's like a obviously artificial painting overlaid on the piece of wood, and it's very cool. So you can see some of this grass is just a little odd looking. Some of the transitions to the walls a little bit harsh, I would say. Uh, that map is super cool. King's Grail Adventure Golf. I love the parking lot down here. I like the labels. It's just awesome. Check this guy out. That is intense. Very cool. Staff only, so we're kind of getting a look behind the scenes here. More of an industrial area. Very cool. Yeah, this level definitely leverages the CS2 water really, really well. I mean, that looks fantastic. I think some of the grass for me is a little bit blown out in terms of saturation. It's like extremely neon. Again, just a really challenging theme. Got to give them credit for even trying, because it's not an easy one. That looks nice. Maybe we could have a soft normal here to really seal the deal on that. CS2 water. It's goated. See the little mini golf holes there. So everywhere this is used, this lighting with the shadows on the lanterns, I really dig it. I think it came out incredibly well. I don't know if that's a light cookie, just kind of a sophisticated technique. I give them a lot of props if that's what they're doing there, because it looks really, really nice. I like the way that fabric is kind of draped there. How cool is that? There's no question this is a nice looking map. Yeah, love the lighthouse being attacked by the octopus tentacle. It's just so cool. I love these little artificial trellises that are supporting the environment. It's really fun to jump on this tentacle as well. See the mini golf hole. This is like a motif that's carried out throughout the whole level, and I really like the way it's done. Nice lighting here. Interesting little cubby. Cool material blending here. It's a fun level to move around on. That looks really cool. Oh, I think I just knocked the ball into the... Let me see if I can reproduce that. Oh. It's a little janky. That's fun. So you can come up here and get a nice perch on mid. Very cool. Layout feels like very intuitive and just kind of, again, it's just nice to move around this level. It feels really good. Guess I wish this looked a little better, the screen up top. Definitely think there's room for improvement there. I feel like I kind of want to go like full Scrooge McDuck on this area. Like want gold everywhere. Just gold, gold, gold. I think it's I really like the way this gold looks, but it feels a little bit, I guess, underutilized right now. Really cool color use throughout the map. I mean, it's not afraid to have some vibrant colors, and it all feels clean and well done. So I'm all for it. Interesting little gameplay hole there. Love the chains and the kind of dungeon feel. This is like, you know, if you're gonna do this theme, this super challenging theme, and you go for it, and you have like cool heavy chains and stuff. I mean, I like the fact that they just went for it. Giant golf ball is really cool to look at. This is definitely a map that just embraces, like, it's just about having fun. It feels like it's, you know, super pleasant and enjoyable to be in this environment. I guess one of the things I would offer a little bit of criticism on is like, how are we gonna make, you know, some of these wood textures feel just a little bit more real, a little bit more alive? And again, I think it's such a difficult theme that I'm not sure how I would even approach it, because I just think it's, you know, it's a bear of a theme. It's a tough one, it really is. But I like the subtle kind of color variations on this flag. Love the light coming in here. Tons of just, this to me, I don't know if other people feel this way, but to me it feels like a Blizzard creation, like old school Blizzard, how they used to just have top-notch art that had just color and interesting shapes. And this, I guess, is the winner screen for the winners of the match. And yeah, just feels like it has that old school Blizzard polish, which, you know, obviously I'm super partial to that because it's just like golden era of gaming, basically. Lovely colors throughout this level. Yeah, I mean, to me, it goes back to the fundamental choice to do this theme was gutsy, brave, and yeah, maybe it's not the same choice I would have made, but you know, I think it turned out about as well as you could possibly hope. Love that little texture variety there. I think the skybox as well, to me, is looking a little overly photo sourced. Maybe could bump the saturation on, or the color brightness contrast on that to just really kind of paper over the sort of overly sharp edges and static aspect of it. Here we are looking at the parking lot. Super cool art direction details here with the steering wheel. Love all the curvature details on these rocks. Bright, bold colors. Yeah, I would say that I'm quite conflicted on this level. Going back to the very, very first decision to pursue this theme, I question that. I really do. I honestly do. But, you know, what can I say? It's been executed quite well. You know, I think textures like this, you know, probably we need to improve those if we want it to be believable. You know, get more of like a detail level like this, even on these big props. But yeah, just maybe, you know, when you look at the glare that's coming off of this guy, if we want to emphasize that this is a real place with a cartoony theme, then maybe we need to have a little bit more detail in the roughness map, some staining, some discoloration. You know, I completely respect that they wanted it to feel like almost blizzardy, but you know, this is Counter-Strike. This isn't World of Warcraft. You know, it's got to kind of have a little bit more of a grunge aspect to it, even if you're gonna do like a fantasy theme park. So, you know, it feels like it's still doing a lot of really awesome things. Like, check out how cool that looks with the gold in the dungeon. It's golf balls flying around like crazy still. Yeah, I mean, I think overall my takeaway of this one is like I would be so much more willing to go on the journey if you know, aspects like this were stronger visually. If you know, we really had a little bit more fun with the gold in this room, just rather than having like a, you know, grass here. I think as good as the execution is, you know, if I'm gonna really go on the journey, I think it needs to be even better ultimately. But still, you got to give them a ton of credit for what they put together here, because I think it's what a difficult assignment. I mean, my goodness, and it does look great. So, I guess that's kind of my thoughts on it. Really cool.